Hello and welcome back to the channel. You join me on day 15 of riding a Honda Monkybike all the way around the UK. We set off from Hunstanton, we've ridden up through Scotland, around, down into Wales, all the way down through Cornwall and across the south coast. And right now we're right on the edge near a place called Margate. And my aim today is to get to Lowestoft, what means we've got to circumnavigate up around the outside of London and to there. But every day brings something crazy, either bikes breaking, people turning up or just things happening. So today's going to be no different. Cue the intro.
This adventure is supported by Keis Heated Apparel, Gerbing, RoadSkin motorcycle wear, keeping you toasty and safe throughout your adventures.
15 days wearing these RoadSkin jeans, and I probably haven't mentioned how much I flipping love these things. So blinking comfortable. Oh. Right, what miles have we done when we're starting off? Well, what are the miles we did when we started off? We're at 3,157. We have around 176. I'm not going to go directly to the hotel, but I've put the hotel that I've already booked in the sat nav because it pretty much keeps us along the coastline, and I'm going to dip in and out. My biggest thing today, my biggest thing is I'm not a big fan of cities and places like that. I'm just a country boy and I love the countryside and I love peace and quiet, believe it or not. But we need to do the M25 now. I was told yesterday that the Dartford tunnel, that you have to go on the M25 to circumcise yourself, to basically cut around London. I've been on it loads of times, but I've found out that it's free for bikes, and I probably knew that before because I've done it a load of times as well. But anyway, it's free for us to go down there. What's a happy days. That's my big sort of thing a minute. Get past there, get past London, get past all of the craziness, and then my plan is to, like, then once I get near Southend and see, potentially go and visit a few places, just depending on time and traffic, and just have a really cool, enjoyable day. Now the weather is forecast to rain until and about lunchtime according to my app. So I'm in for waterproof. So I've got my Keis heated gear on today, currently not switched on, but I've got a feeling quite quickly because of this wind and the cold, and it's going to be putting it on and keeping me nice, snug and warm. What's just awesome. I know I keep saying it, but look at Keis, click on their website and have a look at the heated gear, because it's a game changer. Everyone says it, but until you do it, you don't know. And when I say you don't feel all this rubbish weather, you could be riding on a summer's day wearing it. It's that good. And of course you've got 3 different heat settings with the gloves and the jacket as well, so obviously you can start off on just like minimum. But normally when I go on a bike after a hotel or anything, I'm sweating, so I put nothing on. Within about 20 minutes, half an hour, starting to feel a little bit chilly, I whack it on minimum most of the time during the day, and as it gets colder and colder I switch it up. And honestly, I arrive at every hotel and they go, so you must be freezing and you look like you're soaked through, and I'm like, no, I feel warm, I'm cozy because of this heated gear, and I don't feel the weather. And even if rain gets in somewhere and you're waterproof, because you're warm, you don't really care. It's that good, honestly, it's that good. Right, let's get some miles under our belts. I don't think there's going to be anything exciting for the first, I think something like 70 miles, so we'll try and hammer down those miles and see where we end up. just managed to sort of bosh out 100 miles. I've done the rubbish part where we sort of go M25 and do the Dartford bit. It is honestly, it's rubbish, crazily busy. It's been peeing it down the whole time, but I've decided to pull over, have a vitamin drink. This time I've managed to get myself some fruit and nuts, so massively staying healthy as always. But I'm going to come off, hopefully off of the sort of dual carriageway, because it's pretty much all I've been on, sooner than later, and sort of trying to head towards the coast. I'm just trying to cut out the bit where it's just like this. It's just crazily chaos and busy, but it's the rubbish part of the trip. But once I get out of here, it's nothing but pretty roads again. I just hope that the weather clears. Anyway, time to have a vitamin drink and yeah, have some fruit and nuts and plough on, just get to some good roads. But the Monekybike is flying. Let's have a quick look around the bike itself. I need to get some oil. I checked this morning, it is just above low, but I'll pick some up on my next fuel stop, and then it should do me until I get home, hopefully. But if not, I'll have oil to top up anyway. But anyway, let me show you the bike. The exhaust and the weld is still holding good. There is a bit of a blow, you can see it just there, what gives that a nice puff of smoke whenever I hit any sort of water. The rack has dropped quite a bit now, but it's still above the indicator, so that should see me home. And then all the weight's out of it anyway, and I'm going to hammer the blinking thing up straight. That is the plan. Everything is pretty good. Let's check the chain itself. See, the chain, a little bit of slack from new, but I haven't adjusted that since Lee did it, and that is still looking mighty good. The Monekybike, ladies and gentlemen, is boshing this trip again now. I've not had any kind of like cutting out issues or water issues. A little bit yesterday, it stumbled when we were riding through basically massive puddles that look like rivers, but the air filter was still held on by its plastic tie, and it's staying in place. It's doing the job. It will get me back. The lead that they put on that garage, literally no starting issues, no problems at all, so we are flying. Anyway, let me have some vitamins, get myself pumped up. Let's try and get off these roads soon, because they are rubbish, but we are getting there. We are getting there. Day 15, we're doing it. Here we go then. Let's get a few more miles under our belt. It's a bit moist, as Gaz that you saw earlier on in the series would say. It's a bit moist outside. It is peeing it down. My heated gloves on my Keis gear, everything's on maximum, because obviously I've been on and off, so my hands are now wet and I'm cold, because I've had it unplugged for a little while, and it is is a cold November's day in regards to temperature, so everything is on maximum to get myself feeling nice and toasty again. I just want to get off these roads. How long does it sound I'm on here for? 21 miles. Well, I don't think so. I'm going to do a little bit on here. I'm just going to get a bit further away from the big London and the area around it, and then I'm going to find a way to cut into the coastline. That is my big plan. But as you can see, it is definitely raining. Full tank of fuel though. I feel really good after that vitamin drink. It was tropical, so it had every single element of vitamins and minerals that you could possibly need, and then the fruit and nut went down really well. Dead happy with that. So back to a fully fledged healthy man again. Just miles now. It has only just stopped raining. It's been peeing it down, well, all day, hasn't it? And it looks like the rain's moving with me. We're still next to Mainish Roads. I tried to come off, but it's just chucking it down in the wind, and it's impossible to capture anything exciting. But what I'm going to do, because it stopped for 5 whole minutes, I'm going to try and make it epic. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm not actually far away, saying that. I'm not far away from Lowestoft. I've managed to just continue hammering mileage. So I'm going to be there a lot earlier than I expected. But we'll see what happens. If it stops like this, I can at least go for a walk, actually spend some time seeing a place for a change, if the rain holds off. Anyway, lovely busy road. So ladies and gentlemen, let me just give you some epic monkey bike footage for today. Just check this out. Let's make it cool. Let's make it good. Let's have some fun.
When I saw you, I would lose control. Made me feel like there was no tomorrow. Should've told you that you're beautiful, but the days pass and now it's so long ago. Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too. I wonder where are you now? Wonder where are you now? Wonder where are you now? Would you know my name? Would you know it then? Did you feel the same? Wonder where are you now? Wonder where are you now? It's too late now, 'cause I'm growing old, but I need you to deal with my sorrow. Just a memory, just a broken frame, and I know that I have no one else to blame. Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.
Well, ladies and gents, this is Lowestoft, and by the looks of it, it's one of these ones where the bridges raise, is it? And the canals go through. That's what it looks like, and it just looks like a nice little town, to be fair. A nice little town indeed. I am only 1.8 miles away from where I'm staying, and I still think this weather is in for the day because it's still really grey. But hey, a big chunk of the hard work's done, isn't it now? We're almost at the finish line, not massively far either. So it's going to be quite nice to chill out, I think, grab myself a beer, relax a little bit, and just sort of work on the videos and the editing. It's a bit of one of those days where you want so much, don't you? You want so much cinematic and epicness, but sometimes it's just about getting some miles done and getting somewhere and just taking a little bit of time, because tomorrow I think it's going to be quite emotional. The final push, isn't it? The final leg of going right back to where we started in Hunstanton, and I just think it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be weird. It's going to be an emotional moment.
Well, I've just arrived at my hotel and I will show you it properly in a second, but I'm in Lowestoft. I've done pretty well today and I'll show you exactly what I've done on the map, but it's kind of like right on the outside of town that, to be fair, for me is perfect. It's quiet, and it's more, this hotel's more like staying in an old manor house than anything else. I'm the only guest currently here, the only one booked in for the night as well. So that's really, really cool. They've literally just switched the lights on down at the bar for me so I can get a beer. But I'll give you a quick tour of the place. We'll talk through a few things. It's been like a really weird, easy day, and I'm not used to that. I'm here and it's like before 3 o'clock. And I'm always used to turn up in the dark, so I've got time to get some editing done, get some stuff done. But it's strange because I'm so close to the end, and I thought I'd end up having to ride to the night and all that stuff again. But this is really cool. So this is, look at it. This is absolutely stunning. It's an old, proper old like style building, and £75 a night. I mean, look at it. It's the Park Hill Hotel in Lowestoft, but look, it's where a lord belongs, isn't it? Proper lord belongs here, because I have my little tea set there to make my cups of tea, and just loads of space, modern bathroom. It's just everything that I'm looking for is here. It's like it's my own house, and of course it suits me very, very well. So I've done about 180 miles today, so not huge, but I've all the way down here in Margate, and I've literally travelled mostly main roads, to be fair. M25, then up, and I followed the A12 all the way along. And this is what's been quite boring, but a lot of these roads that come off are just like fiddly little roads that would have just took time, and with the wind and the weather, it's just not worth it. So I've kind of hammered it all the way along and sort of got myself here. But still, if you look, it looks like nothing but the whole UK big, but I've done some biggish mileage today. It's quite cool. It does feel strange to think that tomorrow is going to be my last day. It is not massively huge distance for me to get to Hunstanton from here. It's honestly, it's quite emotional. It's like one of those it's one of those things, like I feel like it's a never-ending adventure. And I know what I'm like as a person. As soon as I go back, I'll be looking at what I can do next and where I can go. So it is a never-ending adventure in many ways. But I don't know, it's just weird to think that tomorrow I would have done all the way around the UK and it'll be over. It's weird. Now, so many people ask me, about how do I do it, and they want to come and do an adventure, and and they never get round to it, or there's always something stopping them. And my advice, if you want to come and do something crazy, fun and exciting, and basically just give yourself happiness, my advice would be, and it's really simple, is that, okay, you might not have the money, you might not have the time, but you will have if you think about it in the future. So put a date on it. Pick a date, say in 6 months' time, in summer. Pick a date, book your first hotel, and then plan your adventure, or plan your adventure and book your first hotel, and then take a bit of time, just put a little bit of money aside and a little bit of money aside, and then there's a date, you've already booked, you've paid for it, so it's your incentive to go, and just head off on the road. And just, I know people like to plan things for months and months and months, but have a rough idea and just let the adventure be the adventure. Discover new things and just have fun along the way. But if you put that date in the diary and you actually pay for that first hotel, what will happen is you'll know that your mindset's telling you that you're going to do it, and then that way you can literally go, because you've got a plan. It's going to happen. Instead of it being, oh, maybe next year I'll do this and I'd like to do this, you've booked it, you're going to do it, it's going to happen. And that's probably my best advice I can give you, is just get that date and get that first booking done, because it's so cool being on the road. The adventures, the fun, the people that I've met, it's been unbelievable. It's been absolutely fantastic. So now for me, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down, I'm going to enjoy a beer, I'm going to take my laptop down with me, because I'm the only one in this massive old house, and I'm going to start transferring footage and stuff like that, and go on with the editing. I'm going to have the afternoon chilling and reflecting a little bit, enjoying the view. I mean, look at the view outside here. Just look. Can you see that? Can you see that out there? Let me give you a closer look. I think they should just rename the place Helmet Head Mansion, because this place is stunning. Anyway, I'm going to go and edit. I'm going to go and chill. I'm going to think about this trip, because tomorrow's, like I said, it's going to be quite an emotional day, and it's like the end of something I don't want to end as well. It's bonkers, and the Monekybike is just flying. I've picked up some oil. I'm able to top that up in the morning. She will be good to go. Yeah, time to reflect a little bit, I think. So I'll see you tomorrow in what will be an emotional video, but the end of one of the best adventures I've ever done. And the big question for me will be, like, what's next? But I'm pretty sure you've all worked that out. Right, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye for now.